This is a module looking at protective puts. Let's define what that is first of all. A protective put is long the underlying and long a put as well. Now don't forget, puts pay out when underlying assets fall, and on that basis you're buying that put, as the name suggests, as the name heavily hints, to protect you against falls in the stock price. If we were to picture what's going on here, once again, just going to sketch up my option payoffs. The option diamond that we've used in previous models looks like this. Okay, you've got your long calls, top left. You've got your shorts on the bottom. So short calls are bottom left, short puts are bottom right, long puts are top right. You should be familiar with that diamond by now. That's the 4 option payoffs that we covered in a previous module. What we're doing here is we're going long the underlying with a protective put. The only difference is we've got long the underlying and we're going long a put as well. If we think about what exposure that gives us, if the underlying is going up and down on the horizontal axis, obviously S is going to go up and down in line with itself. The put is going to be out of the money if the underlying's gone up above the strike, but is going to start making money as we fall below the strike. It's just the top right of the option diamond. You know, a long put looks like that. Right? It's that sort of shape. So my protective put, when I consider them together, just kind of draw this line down here. What have we got? To the left of the strike, we've got 2 lines cancelling each other out. Okay. To the right of the strike, so that, you know, the put's cancelling out the falls in the stock price as we move to the left of the strike. To the right of the strike, the underlying position's still going up, but the put, can you lose your premium on the put, so we get dragged up as we go to the right. So a protective put looks like that. And of course, that's a very familiar option payoff. That is a long call. We've synthesized a long call payoff here. And you could have seen that through, do you remember our basic takeaway from put call parity? Our basic takeaway was that C minus P is a synthetic long, a geared long position. So we kind of put that inverted commas S, and we don't worry about where the funding comes from, synthetic long position. Okay, if we rearrange for a protective put, which is S plus P, then what do we get? S plus P must be just C. Yeah, a long call. And that's exactly what we've either derived through the basic put call parity, ignoring the financing of the stock position, or through looking at basic option payoffs. So we know what we've got here. We've got a synthetic long call position. Okay, or another way to look at it is if we've got cap downside like you'd have under a call, but we've still got exposure to the upside like we'd have under a call as well. So here's an example. We're going to buy XYZ stock on the 20th of March for 52.14. So this is the example we've been using in previous modules. That's S. We're going to buy a put for $3.87. Now that put is going out now. That premium is going out. We're paying that premium out. That's the important thing to realise. At expiration, if the underlying's above 50, put is out the money, and that's a bit of a drag on our performance, the fact that we lose our premium. However, if the underlying falls below 50, then the put is in the money, and the payoff from the put offsets losses on the underlying. So maximum profit here. Let's think about our basic exposure. It's a protective put is a synthetic call. The maximum upside is still unlimited, isn't it? Because there's no ceiling on how much the underlying can go up. Yes, the premium that we've paid for the put is a drag on performance, but there's still no ceiling on how far the stock price can go up. So maximum profit is unlimited. Maximum loss, now if you think about it, maximum loss on our green net position here, it's when we hit the strike of the option. So maximum loss occurs when S falls to X, where the protection kicks in. When the underlying asset falls to the strike and our put protection kicks in. X, of course, is 50. So remember S that we buy for 52.14, that can fall. We've got exposure as it falls to 50. That's the strike price of the option. And we paid the put premium of 387. So that loss, that maximum exposure on the underlying before the put premium kicks in, plus the premium we paid for the put. So this exposure here is our exposure before the put protection kicks in, and the put premium, that sums up to 601. We can't lose more than that. We can't lose more than that because every dollar the underlying falls below 50, we get an extra dollar profit from the long put. Break even here. The way to think about break even, we break even when gains in S pay for the put. So what did the put cost us? The put cost us 387. So we break even when S goes up by 387. In other words, when S is equal to 52.14, where it starts, plus 387, at that stage, we're going to break even. All right, 52.14 plus 387 is 56.01.